I have read the works of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was a former slave that was a poor cripple and worked as a Stoic scholar in his later stage of his life. I find his writings frustrating in many cases. It is hard to accept the fate of a powerless slave, but that is what our ancestors have been through the most of written history. Slaves to the city, or slaves to the chaotic nature. Now we live in the age of city, and we are turning into pacified serfs again. But this time we are dying in mass from technological sterility instead of war and disease. It seems that our old ways of life are gone forever, and life of a conservative is a hopeless uphill battle. But have you seen how asphalt decays and grass and weed break through from the cracks? That is what the essence of a man is made of. You can't eradicate what is almost biological in us. It will always come out one way or another. There is a need for men when the city is ransacked. While we live in the city, we try to make deals with the apex predator that lives inside of us, because city can't eradicate the human nature. I would say the city would be much healthier if we would come to terms with the wild and natural, because some traits can't be domesticated out of us. Take a stroll through the zoo in your city and look at those animals roaming around their cage. What is this human need to control everything? A society says that we are just common people who have no real place in this world, but still there are so many people trying to rule over us through the history of time to the present. Don't you think the city would flourish if it could give some room for the nature also? 100 years after Epictetus, a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius, also followed the Stoic teachings, and his city flourished under his enlightened rule. And I would make an argument that without this unusual man, a Roman imperial rule would not have lasted long as it did. Being a good man is the most important task in this life. Personally, I find the character of Epictetus the most compelling from his actions, not from his written works. He adopted children and married a woman to keep them out of poverty and harm's way. That is what our caged beast should strive for. Even to this day, there is no more powerful concept than steady family life. Remove that, and statistically, you create a lot of problems. We all have our emotional scars and unhappiness that surrounds us, but the beast inside of us can ignore also those discomforts and concentrate on the nesting aspect of life.